22nd, if you can make it again.
Oh, okay.
I need people to help blow the balloons and decorate, food and dance, and getting us $7,000.
What time does it start?
9 p.m. So if you can make it.
What day is that?
I have a student reporter from the high school. The room's coming up. Can't see. Is there Bill here?
Yeah, we have a presentation ready to go. Someone's gonna be here.
Where, can you tell me where he is? I don't see it. Oh, there he is.
Did you lose?
I asked.
She's not here yet? Okay. All right. Laura, I know Laura, when she comes in on there, she's here. Thanks.
I'd like to call to order the Grand Johnstown School District's special board meeting. If you want to participate in the opening prayer and the pledge of allegiance, please stand. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and power, and glory forever.
Amen.
Stand up. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Like you put a roll call, Debbie?
Mr. Allen,
Here.
Mr. Belsky,
Here.
Mr. Davy,
Here.
Mr. McCusick-Azile, Mrs. Murray. Here. Mr. Pence.
Here.
Mr. Rosberg.
Here.
Ms. Foggy. Here. 7 members present, 1 absent.
I'd like a motion to approve of the agenda.
Motion.
Motion by Nancy, second by Tony. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed. Dr. Arcurio, we're going to go to the presentations.
I think we're gonna have Attorney Repack speak first, and then I will, sir.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
And I just want to speak before about the meeting and the confusion from last week to this week. We did not get the agenda out 24 hours in advance. We admitted that were unable to do so, and for that reason, we had to try to move the meeting. We were going to attempt, because the code requires us to fill a board vacancy within such a time frame. So we're going to attempt to try to convene the meeting, close it down, and reconvene it to Friday. And it just became too confusing, convoluted. And at the end of the day, we wanted to make sure from the board's perspective that the committee was able to be here. So that's why we ended up re-advertising after that to be able to do so. So again, I appreciate, I've said this, and I even said in the email that 2%, I appreciate when individuals bring that to our attention. We'd rather know so that we can make that modification rather than go through a whole board meeting and potentially violate the sunshine law, and then we have to redo the meeting again. So again, that was the issue and confusion, and we're glad we're able to put it out well in advance of 24 hours. So thank you.
Sure. And I'm glad that so many of you were able to, change your schedule and still be here with us this evening. I looked over the hearing of citizens, and I think there are some folks here that want to speak about the school district police department as well as the security guard issue. And so before we get into that, I just want to address both of those topics. Let's start with the school police department. First and foremost, we love Officer Seifert too. He's one of the most amazing school resource officers we have ever had in our school district. His name's on that plaque because he was nominated as the Friend of Education. Unfortunately, We have not had an SRO from the Johnstown Police Department at our elementary school since October of 2022. And we have not had an SRO at our high school since November of 2023. And what that meant for Officer Seifert is he was one school resource officer to cover 4 school buildings. We had waited patiently for the Johnstown Police Department to be able to fill positions and refill our SRO positions at the elementary school and the high school, so that Officer Seifert could continue to just do the great job he's been doing at Johnstown Middle School. We met with the police department, and they unfortunately said that they would not be open to a hybrid approach for school policing. That if Officer Seifert were to remain in the school district, we would have to wait until the police department filled those open positions. Now, I think you heard me. We have been without an SRO from the Johnstown Police Department at the elementary school for almost 2 years, and definitely without an SRO at the high school. It's unfortunately the current situation of jobs in our community and the inability to fill those jobs. So without waiting for those positions to be filled, the school board of directors made a decision to move forward with our own school police department so that our elementary school would not be without support, our high school would not be without support, and you'll see that on the agenda tonight. That's what we're moving forward. We believed that Officer Seifert would just stay put and we would continue with moving forward to supplement him at the middle school. But unfortunately, the folks that are in charge of the Johnstown Police Department said that they didn't want to engage in a hybrid approach to school policing. So it left us no other choice but to move forward and create our own police department to meet our needs. This board has said time and time again that school security is their #1 priority, and the safety of our students and staff is as well. So that's why we're moving forward in the way that we are tonight. You may not agree with it, and you have every right to agree or disagree. I just want you to know the rationale behind it and why we're moving forward in this way. The second thing, I believe there are some folks here questioning an issue that transpired at the high school where one of the Garda World security guards was removed from her position. Folks, Garda World is a third-party vendor that we get a contract with, and they are solely responsible for the hiring and the firing of the individuals that work within that organization. This board of directors, myself, the administration, when we have a third-party contract, we have absolutely no opportunity to weigh in. Like if I don't like what's going on at Giant Eagle with the cashier, I can't tell them they should fire that cashier. I might make that recommendation, but ultimately I'm not responsible for the employees at Giant Eagle, and this board is not responsible for any employees that come to us through a third-party contract like the Garda World security guards. So whatever Garda World officials decided is what they decided. We have absolutely no say-so in who works for the school district and who does not work for the school district. So I just wanted to address those 2 issues in case, there are people here wanting those answers. If you didn't want to continue to stay, that's fine, but I thought I'd just address that right out the gate for everybody who is here for those 2 issues. Thank you, Mr. Pence.
Thank you. Now we'll go to the presentations.
Yes. We do not have our high school presenter here yet, so we're going to skip down and we're going to go to our friend and awesome art teacher, Mr. Joe Barr from Johnstown Elementary School, who for how many years, Mr. Barr, have you?
This program we've been involved with for about 21 years, I guess.
21 years where Mr. Barr takes it upon himself to highlight our most talented artists at the Southern Alleghenies.
Students from kindergarten on to 4th grade. It used to be 5th grade, but a wide variety of ages and grade levels and ability levels. So give everybody a chance to shine, so to speak.
Fantastic, and thank you for that. I know that's the extra that you do for our students every
I have
week.
some of the students here tonight too. so,
Fantastic.
Can I?
Come on up and
Okay.
call
Well,
them,
sure,
and they
that was
can
my
come
key
up,
word.
and
Okay.
I have certificates for all of the students as well.
Great. Well, as I started to say, we've been working with the Southern Allegheny Museum of Art for over 20 years. They do this student art exhibition each year. They call it the Students or Artists of the 21st Century. Pardon me, and it highlights elementary age students and high school age students from Blair, Cambria, Bedford, and Somerset counties. So when the students get their work selected, it is presented and displayed among roughly 400 other works of art from all across our region. So it's a big deal for the kids, and they do an official art opening with drinks and non-alcoholic, of course, but a true art opening for the students, and they do a big to do for the kids, and it's always been a nice thing that I try to make sure that we stay a part of each year. This particular year, we have 12 students, like I said, ranging from this year was first grade to fourth grade. And with the meeting being switched up a couple times, they couldn't all make it here tonight, but I did see a few of them here. So just to give every one of them a recognition, I'd like to just read down the names of the students that were involved with it. If you're here and I call your name, my students, I know Layla's here, and I saw a couple of you can come up. I have all your artwork against the wall. If you'd like to come up and pick your artwork up and come up here, you can show off to the board a little bit. Is that all right?
Nice, that'd be
Okay.
fantastic.
All right, we have Jakari Johns, a first grader, Audrey Showalter, a first grader, Sophia Clark, who is here, a first grader, Maria Morales, a second grader, True Cohen, a second grader, Caitlin Brem, a second grader, Amira, I'm going to butcher this, Kamasic is a third grader, Layla George is a third grader, Zamira Wood, third grade, Sienna Barber, fourth grade, Alex Gunther, a fourth grader, Lydia Hanlon, a fourth grader, and finally Demir Black, a fourth grader.
There you go. Love that frog. Thank you. Go right around, show everybody your work.
Nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
Now we're gonna line you up to get a picture of all of them.
Okay, sure. Now, I'm just gonna take the rest of this stuff and I'll leave.
Can we get Mr. Barr in the picture, please?
What, in the middle of them, or do you want me at the end? How about this?
No. Mr. Barr, might you know?
Oh, is it not there? You didn't take it. What's back there? Look at the back. Was it a frog? Oh, there's fox. There's another fox.
Yeah, there's a couple foxes.
Oh, they
Right,
Is your fox the right one? Does she have the right phone?
hold on, let me check out your beautiful fox here. This is Sophia Cook's fox.
there we go.
All right, you go back there and get
You got the wrong.
other fox. There you go. Walk around and show everybody your fox. Go right around and show all of our friends. There you go. Oh,
Very nice, very nice.
does everybody have their own frog and their own fox?
There might be a crow down here.
All right. Can we have a round of applause?
You can take your pictures, you get the frames and all. You can take them out, hang them up, and display them proudly. I'm just gonna give these to them. You guys can move on with whatever else needs to be done.
All right. Our second presentation this evening, the one, the only Heartbeats ladies girls basketball team. Come on up, coaches and players.
No, you don't need to stand on your shoes. No.
Let's back you up a little bit. There we go. Perfect. All right.
We're missing more than a few, but.
That's okay. Tell the school board about your wonderful season and everything that you do at Flood City Youth Fitness for our students, please.
At Flood City Fitness Academy, we provide after school care for those students that are in this Johnstown School District. We provide tutor assistance and also transportation to and from the program, as well as a feeding program too. So we provide them with dinner during the school year, and this is all free of charge. So we pick the kids up from the school, and then we transport them all home. Inside of that, we do provide a Code for STEM 21st Century program as well, that the students are involved in. And we have all types of groups from kindergarten all the way up to 8th grade. And each pod is different. We do Lego robotics, we do coding for students. Also, we're teaching 3D printing, along with arts, drama, and all kids love Legos, right? So we do Legos as well. With the Heartbeats, Flood City has been our first sponsor for the Heartbeats basketball team. And we started this about 4 years ago because the Johnstown School District didn't have a basketball team for those kids that were in K through 2nd or 3rd and 4th grade girls basketball. So hence the Heartbeats. They were one of the first ones to actually start playing with us. And ever since then, we've actually been to state 3 times. We were runner-up twice, 3rd place 1 time. But you have to think about it. We're going up against almost like 500 teams. So being 1st, 2nd, or 3rd is good. These kids have put it all out on the floor. And we have some kids that she's the only one in 4th grade. The rest are in like 5th or 6th grade. Elena does not go to the school district. However, she's been a part of the program since we first started. And we provide it for any kid any girl that wants to play basketball. So if you're interested in playing basketball, contact us. We won East Hills 2 years in a row, 3rd and 4th grade and 5th and 6th grade. We also did play in the first Kurt Hofton Legacy Tournament, and we won that one. Me and Crystal actually went to high school with Kurt, so we've known him for years. Yes, we are alumni as well. Most of the people that are on the school board, whether we played basketball with their child or they've known us since we were about this age. So we love giving back to the community, and that's the biggest thing about what we do here, and making sure that girls have something to do outside of school with extracurricular activities. So providing that for them is just what we love, because we love basketball. I don't know about you, but I love basketball. But just making sure that we sprinkle a lot of girl magic around the town and the community as well.
We have grown to have congratulate these girls in their season. They had a 42-0 season. So we've actually done in the 3A gold division, which is 5A and up. I was finished with a record of 3-1, which should have been a 2-2 record, but that's fine.
Yeah.
They competed, they played their hearts out, and they know who these girls are. They know they're from Johnstown School District for the most part, so we just continue to elevate and support the ladies.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies. I know there's so much behind the scene work that you do. I know we have Mr. Cashaw and Deacon Wilson, who are here as directors of the program. Why don't you gentlemen, thank you for being here this evening. Come on up and get in the photo. We know that this could not be possible without the two of you and the support that you give to our young people at Flood City. So thank you both so much.
All right, you can also get certificates here. I think those are here. Our Michael Mouse are linked in the front. The one who leads our defense is Elena Andrews. Okay, we got you ready now. We got Messiah. A lot of girls on here. Julie Betts Curry. And Shanice Young.
Look up, look this way.
Hold your certificates for me.
Sorry.
Okay.
Hey. 1, 2, 3.
Here's.
Shanice, pay attention.
Hey. There we go. Praise
All
God.
right.
Thank you, everybody.
Mr. Castroff, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
They spelled my name right.
Yes, you have to go back to work.
No.
What city is still in session?
What they got the
I know, but I'll.
Let the Vikings go.
Is Shanice there? I left one, Crystal. I left one certificate behind. Shanice Young.
That's who was in the front.
That's who was in the front. I apologize for that. Thanks, ladies. I know we had invited the boys youth basketball team to come tonight as well. I do not see anyone representing that program. So, yes, and just a shout out to the youth boys basketball team. They also had a fantastic season. We're also very proud of them. Okay, our next presentation will be the budget for the school year and the 24-25 school year. Our business manager, Mrs. Samantha Williams, will be presenting our budget to the community.
We get a copy of the
It's just the presentation.
Are we allowed to have a copy of the?
It'll be, we'll put it out to the public as soon as the presentation's finished. Mhm.
Save me having gone up and- Take a picture and sit down.
If you don't. Mr. Penson, I can show. I can show.
I might have two. How do I change the source? How do I get down here? Where's the card? You come here. Yeah.
Give me one more. Yeah.
We're good. We're good.
There's Laurel. For the most exciting part of the week. Okay, so before we get to the 24-25 budget, I always have to start with where we're projected to end for the 23-24 current school year. We had budgeted a potential deficit of a little over 5,000. However, we are projected to end the school year in the positive of almost 2.6 million. And the reason for this is that we got a nice increase to our allocation last year of over $3 million. This was unexpected, and you'll see in a slide or two that that wasn't unusual amount to receive. In addition to the positive of the increase to our allocation, we did have some negatives. We did receive $160,000 less in our special education. Our BLM expenses were over budget by $373,000, and our cyber charter came in over $950,000 over budget. So all those together, we had ending in a positive. So for the 24-25 budgets, projecting revenues of $68.7 million, expenses of $70.5 million, for a tentative deficit of $1.8 million, which would bring our projected fund balance at the end of next school year at $10.3 million. So to look at our revenues do not include a tax increase. Our real estate tax collections are remaining steady over the past, I will say, 7-8 years, about 86%. We will be receiving a loss during the 2024 calendar year due to reassessments that occurred in 2023, and that is an amount about $100,000. Our state's basic education funding, we are expected to receive an $850,000 increase. Our state special education kept that the same. And also included in our revenues for 24-25 is the remaining of our ESSER 3 funds of $3.7 million. In the pie chart kind of gives a breakdown of where our funds come from. Overwhelmingly, 66% do come from the state. And this is a slide that kind of shows that $3 million we received last year and how unusual that was to receive. Also, if you remember last year, there was a state budget impasse. We didn't even receive what our allocation was going to be until late August of last year. Usually we are required to know that by June 30th. So you can see kind of the historical increases to our basic education funding. In the expenses, what is in there? We got some projects. This should be the last of our sewer project, the JES, $350,000. We have a section of our high school roof budgeted in there that is getting pretty bad and leaking. So we have $320,000 budgeted for that. And also another bathroom at the elementary school. Last year we were able to renovate a pair of bathrooms, so we also put in for next year, do another set of bathrooms, $275,000. Some changes to our benefits. We will be getting an increase to our medical insurance of 14.4%, which amounts to about $642,000 increase to our premiums alone. That does not include our HSA deductibles at the district deposits. That's just strictly to increase to our premiums. A slight change to the PSERS percentage. Our property liability insurance is expected to have a 9.3 increase. Transportation is about a 20% increase. Cyber charter tuition, $6.9 million. And that's not an increase, that's just what is budgeted for next year, $6.9 million. Security budget of $1.2 million, which does include the 4 SPOs, which we will see an increase in the initial year to get it up, the start up about $471,000 in the first year. And then the expenses also include keeping the Park Avenue School. Here's just a breakdown of our expenses. Like in prior years, payroll benefits are over 50% of the expenses. And then to the right there, you can see more of a breakdown of what the other expenses consist of. We've got transportation at $3.2 million, maintenance of $2.8 million, tuitions at $8.3 million. That includes cyber charter, but also those out of district placements as well. And then we have debt service of 5.1 million. And ESSER funds, this will be the last year we see this slide. 4 years ago, starting 4 years ago, we have received a little over $40 million in ESSER funds. So this is just kind of the summary breakdown of where those funds have gone. And I will say the district should be very proud of how we spent these funds. We made a lot of necessary improvements to our infrastructure, which unfortunately aren't the glamorous or the things that you can see, but there was a lot of improvements made to our buildings. Health supports increased all of our ACRPs, our CISs, and our victim services, and added in effective school solutions at our elementary school. That was all paid for with our ESSER funds. Instruction and technology, we make quite the investment in our technology, in our Chromebooks, but also we have redone our reading curriculum, our math curriculum, and then tonight's on the agenda, we have biology, social studies, and science curriculums. So this is all being paid for with our ESSER funds. Like I said, we should be very proud of how we spent these dollars. There was a lot of collaboration, not only within the school district, but with community members, outsiders. So we should be very proud of that. So this will take care of the remaining of our ESSER funds. And that is it. You guys have any questions?
Not only should we be very proud of the work we've done, Mrs. Williams, but we should definitely be very proud of the work that you've done. That influx of money coming into the school district and all of the state and federal monitoring where we rightly so needed to account for every dollar that we received. We had very stringent rules that we had to follow, and without your leadership and your diligence in making sure that those dollars were spent and allocated in ways that they could only be allocated in, I don't know that we could have done it without you. So thank you so much for all of that hard work behind the scenes. We appreciate you.
Yes, Samantha, and all the audits we've been getting, and every one of them was right on time, so I appreciate you for, we weren't more tough than saying we're not doing this or doing that. Did a great job on that. I thank you for it.
Any questions from the board regarding the budget presentation? All right, I saw Laurel come in, so she's here. Come on up. She is our high school representative who is here to give us an overview of things that will be happening or have happened at the high school. And I'm going to just jump ahead in my superintendent's report, because if you want to see more of Laurel, you can see her on the stage Friday night at Penn Highlands Community College, where she will be one of 13 other students from Johnstown High who will be receiving their associate degree in high school. So you will graduate from college before you graduate from high school. So congratulations on that. Good. Yes, absolutely.
Just so you know.
There.
All right, I'm Laurel, but I am the vice president of the senior class. So here is the new school board.
We can probably, Samantha, can you move us forward? There we go.
All right, we had a prom at the Masonic Temple, and we held about 150 students, juniors and seniors, and then accompanying dates. The prom court consisted of about 14 seniors. Okay. There we go. All right, congratulations to our prom queen, which is Anaya Moore.
Who also will be graduating on
Yes.
Friday at Penn Highlands Community College.
And then our prom king was Casey Barrett. Right, we are ready and excited to graduate. We will go to Johnstown Elementary to walk through the hallways to reminisce our younger days in our cap and gowns and to see all of our teachers. We will also be holding an academic award ceremony May 23rd, and then the graduation is held May 24th at the First Summit Arena. NHS officers are preparing to plan the induction ceremony on May 9th, and we are inducting 4 juniors and 12 sophomores. Key Club participated in many events throughout the month, including the Global Youth Service Day, sorting donations at the St. Vincent de Paul, sorting donations at pantry items at the Women's Health Center and Cambria County Backpack Project, as well as distributing food to veterans. Some upcoming events include the Empty Bowls Dinner, which is, well, it was supposed to be on May 3rd, which it was, but that was at the Bottle Works. The Johnstown Walk of Hope is going to be held June 1st at the Trojan Stadium. Members also will be collaborating with the Learning Lab at Johnstown Elementary for a STEM engagement event. Interact Club held a blood drive and they collected 31 units, beating their goal of 30 units.
Oh, good.
The color print will take place May 18th at 9 a.m. Pets are allowed and all proceeds will go to the Humane Society. Pet Club is organizing and creating items for the school store for the 24-25 school year, as well as finding new members. Scholastic Quiz is searching for new members and seeking to purchase new practice questions to help prepare for future competitions. Seniors Jalen Burkhart, Caitlin Kruzovich, and Noel Jimenez all passed their state boards and are licensed cosmetologists, and they're all currently employed.
Nice.
Skills USA is holding a spaghetti dinner and a basket raffle on May 10th at 3:30. Congratulations to our students of the month: 12th grade Malia Neal, 11th grade McKenna Neff, 10th grade Gavin Lowry, 9th grade Addison Simon, and 8th grade Kiana Fafari. Members will also be holding a school carnival at the end of the year, as well as a quarter-4 movie, which is going to be Sandlot. Art students are preparing for the Community Art Center show and awards. Congratulations to the music department for being Region 11 champs, and also safe travels to their students that are going to Wildwood this week for the all-regional championship.
So they already went to Wildwood because you were prepared for last week. They did go to Wildwood this weekend, and we're so happy to announce that our indoor percussion came back with the bronze medal for the second year in a row, and our JHS color guard took 9th place. And so everybody needs to recognize 9th place is fantastic because we compete against schools from Maryland, Virginia, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania. So this is a East Coast regional event. So anytime you can walk out of there with a place finish, it's phenomenal. So kudos to them.
Here's just pictures of the music department holding their spring concert. Welding Club wrapped up their final projects for the year, including a grill for the cafeteria. Lawn tools are being refurbished, and they made a fireplace / pit that was sold to a customer. Fishing Club took a trip to Ben's Creek to trout fish. Members also took a trip to the Silver Canoe Campground to go on a spring camping trip and learn camping and boating skills, as well as taking a hike to Buttermilk Falls. There's some pictures from that. Some more pictures. Mrs. King and some students have created a hub for students to find all the information they need to be successful and creative, including clubs, sports, support systems, or anything just from the bell schedules to the lunch menu. This will be accessible in the 24-25 school year. And I know if I was returning next year, I would definitely take advantage of this website because there are a lot of websites that you need as a student. Some news around the school. Congratulations to the team members for winning the What's So Cool About Manufacturing competition in their region. The athletic department will be holding a sports assembly in the JHS auditorium at 6:30 on May 16th. And we also are starting a new tradition where each sports team will be picking a member to get on the all-Trojan team, and this will be continuing on in the next few years.
That's good.
Congratulations to Kylie Duranko for winning a $1,000 scholarship, Sweats for the Vets. Congratulations to Janiyah Key on being accepted to the Readiness Institute Summer Discovery. And congratulations to Zach Leathertree for signing on at JWF. All right, and that is the end of everything at Jonestown.
Thank you. That concludes our presentations for this evening's board meeting, Mr. Pence. So on to the business at hand.
Next is hearing of citizens. Individuals have 3 minutes to discuss their topics. No derogatory remarks should be made against board members, board officials, and employees, no profanity, or the remaining time will be forfeited. If an individual needs additional time, they are to contact the superintendent's secretary to schedule a meeting. Brenda Keifer.
Brenda Keifer.
Brenda Keifer.
Please, Mom, please. You taking minutes out of Beijing?
Yeah, I mean, if she wants to come back to have time to come compose herself.
I would say too, if she has something prepared, we can always make copies for the board. If that's easier.
I know she wanted to share with her.
Oh, good.
Breathe, Mama, breathe.
Brenda Keifer, the parent of the Keifer. I lived there with my daughter, baby boy. Since March 4th, 2024. I heard to the attention of the school staff, but nothing has been done about it. A month later, the baby was taken out of school and has not returned. As a parent, I fear for my child's safety as she returns to school.
This is the child we're talking about.
We know. We met with her for quite a while. Thank you.
I tried to send her on 4/17/2024, and the school sent her home due to health reasons. As of 4/11, I have contacted the school to open 9 and 12, and Mrs. Childs told me that that cannot happen, and I would have to wait until my child returns to school to have a meeting with herself and the principals. My child's depression and anxiety has overall affected her attendance for this working period. When I contacted Mrs. Mercurio, her receptionist told me that she was busy the past 2 times I have called. The receptionist said she would see that she received
a call back, but I have not gotten one. I want this resolved from my.
Brenda, I met with you at the middle
I know
school.
this was before.
Oh, okay. Please don't say I didn't return your call, because I spent about 2 hours with you and your daughter, along with Mr. Riblett, addressing all of your issues. Okay, good enough. I'll let you continue, sorry.
Is able to enjoy school. I was told by Mrs. Charles not to send her until the issue was resolved. I am picking schoolwork up for Nevaeh, and it is not what I expected it to be. It was more math than anything. After 7 weeks, nothing was done by the school to better my child's safety and well-being. I've taken her to the psychiatrist at ACRP, and her provider there recommended that she be homeschooled with me, her mother, for the remainder of the school year. I've sent a copy of this letter to school. The Greater Johnstown Middle School and the superintendent's office have not returned any of my calls. As of 4:25, Mrs. Charles had called me and would like to set up a meeting and still insist on my child returning to school at this point. I would like to know why my child is not able to go to school and why I have to homeschool her when she should be in school getting her education like everyone else.
That's right.
My child is suffering as a parent. Breathe, Mama, breathe. I am very upset and emotional because the bullying is not at child. My question for the school district is what is it going to say? Was there something to be done about the bullying? It's going to take another child to end their life for something to be done. Me as a parent feels that my child is afraid that she would never want to go to school again to the environment she is being exposed to. Sincerely, Brenda Kuiper.
Brenda, let's give you a couple more minutes to talk about what actually occurred in our meeting at the middle school, if you wouldn't mind. Nevaeh is here, and all of the things that we put in place, how Mr. Riblett and Mr. Gordick purchased you, and maybe talk a little bit about all the support that you received from us. I took 2 hours out of my day, Mr. Riblett, Mrs. Trotz, to address some of the concerns that you had. So please continue your information.
So as of the 26th, I had called Mrs. Trotz back and left a message about reading with her and Mrs. Arcurio and the principals about the situation with the bullying and stuff, and they recommended that she went back. But due to the concerns with my child, they kept sending her home. So Mr. Riblett had called me as of last week.
Brenda, do you mind if I share with the board confidentially the concerns that is keeping your child from school? Okay, thank you.
And he had recommended that because of the issue going on, that he would get schoolwork together for her. And I can homeschool her for the rest of the year due to what was going on and whatnot with my child.
Thank you.
Thank you.
John, can we, because it was hard to.
We'll make copies of that for everyone.
Thanks, Kim.
When parents come to you, tell me their Facebook post about the letters they post, it sends a very bad message to the community. Brenda said you told her to take her Facebook post down with the letter. You shouldn't have done that.
Oh, no.
When you bully a parent.
John, we're gonna wait for your time. Wait for your time. Who's next?
The next is it Christine Goggin?
Good evening. I'm coming here today as a concerned parent. I came here to give my kids a better life and education, but realize your school is not doing it for them. How can you say you care about the kids when you're taking people that really respect and care for these kids away from them? I have a petition from the kids 80 kids signed for Miss Nikki. She loves her job and the kids. She makes sure they out of the holes and etc. and in classrooms learning. Also, kids who don't have moms, aunts, etc. Well, they look up to her like one because they don't have one to go home to. Cypher, he has respect for the kids like they have for him. Does good in and out of school for the kids and gives them a fair share. You lied on both of them. But instead, you keep teachers, staff, coaches who down talk, disrespect kids, not knowing what they go home to have emotional or mental problems working in our schools. No one is saying the kids are perfect, but they need better role models in their life. Yes, kids need love, support, discipline, and tough love, but most of all, respect. And if you give respect, you will receive respect. And those are the teachers that you need to keep working in our schools. The kids are not failing, you are failing our kids. You're getting more police officers more police officers into our schools and less teachers. So you're basically saying that these cops that are coming in with supposedly taser guns and big guns in our schools, they're gonna be teaching? Not cool. My child will not be treated as a prisoner. They were to go to school to get their education, a better education. Put better programs and more programs into the schools, which will lessen the violence and bullying, and will have kids more involved in activities. It is time for a change because our kids are our future. How dare you guys sit on this board and put more police officers in our school and get rid of these two people and the rest of the teachers that don't care about these kids. You guys do not care about these kids at all. At all. My kid is not going to sit here and be no president in no school because you cannot do the right thing by these kids. And then you sit here and you lie on this lady right here. You sit there and lie on Cypher and try to slander her name. Shame on all of you. All of you. And here goes the petition. 80 kids signed this for this lady. You should be all ashamed of yourself. No. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Don't care about these kids.
John
Care about
Gator.
money in their pockets.
My name's John Gator. I was here 3 years ago. 3 years ago with my daughter Haley, explaining the situation, how she got bullied, and her anxiety got so bad that she couldn't go back to school. And we asked you guys to make a change. And everybody said, yeah, it'll happen. Well, it didn't happen, and a year later, I had to pull my other daughter out for the same reason. So personally, I want to say thank you, because due to the inaction of dealing with these bullies, you forced me and my girlfriend to pull our kids out of your school and put them in CCA where they are receiving a better education. They have better outside resources, and they're happy because they're not getting bullied. And Haley's making almost straight A's now. She spent almost a year at Kids Peace, away from the family. And prior to that, she went through almost 6 different psych wards because of trying to kill herself because she couldn't handle the anxiety from going to your school. I said 3 years ago, if you guys are gonna have a zero tolerance policy, you need to have a 3-strike system. First time, in-school suspension. Second time, out-of-school suspension. Third time, you kick them out of the school district, let them go somewhere else. And if you do that, you'll get rid of the bullies.
If they put their programs in our schools, there wouldn't be no bullies.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Haley,
I'm Haley.
go ahead, Haley.
Like my dad said, I have been here twice in this building and then a third time at the town hall meeting. Like he has said, I came to you guys, I think it was in April 2022, because I almost got jumped by a group of kids on the playground at the middle school. And when we reached out to you, you guys said that there was nothing to be done because the cameras couldn't see very well.
The cameras were blurry, and Officer Cypher had said that those cameras were to be replaced.
And then, I came to you guys, I came to teachers. Nobody does anything when kids are getting bullied. I went to Clarion in January 2022. That's a psych ward. I went there because of the bullying. I came home, went into another one 2 months later, went into another one the day later, and then 2 weeks later, I went into another one. Every time I tried to come back to school, and the kids just kept bullying me worse and worse and worse. It got to the point where I had scratches up and down my arms because I never cut, but I did self-harm a lot. And I attempted to kill myself numerous times. You guys didn't do anything about the bully, ever. I've come to you guys multiple times. And like my dad said, I want to say thank you because you guys doing nothing got me and my sister into CCA, got us to where we are now, encouraged me to become a psychiatrist so I can do stuff to help kids like myself, to help kids who have to put up with this.
Yes, girl. That's what we're gonna do it.
I know a bunch of people. My cousin Carter, he gets bullied. You guys do nothing.
He got suspended for defending himself.
Oh.
Our family friend, his mother wrote you guys a letter. He got suspended too because he was defending himself because a bunch of kids decided that they would beat him up at the bus stop. He got suspended because of that. And he's just like me. You guys don't do anything. He likes learning, but he doesn't want to go to the school because he told his mother if she sends her to school, he's going to kill himself. I'm the same way. And you guys don't care. You guys have a zero tolerance policy. No, you don't.
There's no consequences.
You guys don't do anything. That's all that I have. Thank you. She's up next.
Dawn? Is that it? Dawn?
Hi. My name is Dawn Gatos, sister of Haley Gatos. My sister is here numerous times to talk about the bullying. I went to the school for 2.5 years, and I was bullied the day I stepped in. On the bus, I had stuff thrown at me, and then in school, kids would spray perfume on me, which I was coughing to because I had a reaction to it, and the teachers saw it, and I would cough, and they would make me put mask on or send me to the nurse, which would send me home. How was I supposed to learn if I was never at school?
Send you out to the hallway.
Or send me out to the hallway numerous times. I cannot learn if I'm not in school. And you guys do nothing about it. I have came to principals. My sister has talked about it. And I have gone to teachers about it. Nothing was ever done.
And every time they said, we'll look into it.
Yeah, every time you guys would look into it.
No, the school staff.
Well, the school would look into and then one time when I was in computers class, I was doing my work as I was supposed to, and then a girl came in who I reported several times for bullying and threatening, and she came in, flipped the chair on my neck, and I had a bruise like on the back of my neck for days, and it hurt to even tilt my head back a little bit.
And she still has back problems.
Mm-hmm. I still did nothing. That's all.
Is that Yvonne Walker?
Could you please spell your first name?
YVONNE.
Hello, my name is Yvonne Walker. The security guard, Nicole Walker, is my wife, but I'm not talking as a wife, I'm talking as a parent. She got fired for whatever reasons, but she cared about these kids. She honestly loved these kids like they was her own. She come and talk about me every day. We have arguments like she could work at home, at school, not at home. numerous of times, and she would still talk about these kids. She loved these kids beyond like they was her own. They come talk to her when we go outside. They talk down the street, anywhere. She honestly loves these kids. But y'all have the security guards doing jobs that don't even, they supposed to do. I was security guard myself for 7 years. And the principals, the teachers, a lot of them don't even interact with these kids the way she do. They beyond do jobs, they description what they beyond what they were supposed to be doing. Like the teachers are there and everybody else here, they don't even interact or do anything with these kids. My son attended, I am also a parent, my son attended, he's in 10th grade. He goes to school, yes, late every day. He don't even want to be in school. He hates coming to school every day. He don't learn nothing. The kids are bullying, they talking, teachers don't even care about these kids because they're favorite. Like nobody's taking responsibility on, nobody can say why she's fired. Y'all blame it on them, y'all say y'all didn't do it, they blame it on y'all, and you just go back and forth on who did what. It should have been, I told her to get it in writing why she's fired. Nobody yet gave her nothing in writing. So I don't see how's anything being solved or anything. But again, who's she supposed to contact? I'm so angry right now. I'm trying in my best to calm down and relax. I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't want to come out my face or nothing out the way. It's just crazy how it's back and forth going. These kids learn nothing. As long as I've been here, my kids learn nothing. I have 3 boys. And none of them learned anything. When we first came here, my son came from 8th grade. I had to argue with the Board of Education and Johnstown because my son graduated from 18. He graduated at 17 years old. Y'all want him to repeat the 8th grade because his age. He's not 15 years, 16 years old. He's too young to be at the 9th grade level. So I had to bring his diploma from middle school, his birth certificate, and go back and forth with you guys. Like, this is ridiculous. All the money that y'all keep on saying y'all have, I never seen it. It's no after school programs. It's nothing for these kids to do. Y'all wonder why they in trouble. Yeah, we came from poverty. Yes, we came from struggle. And that's why we're relatable to these kids. I had so many kids come up to me and talk to me, but you can't talk to these kids or tell them to talk to their parent. No, they don't have parents. Half their parents are druggy, alcoholics, or different things go on at home, but y'all call child services. That's the first thing y'all do. They don't even care about them. There's nowhere to place these kids. But when somebody advocates come on talk for these kids, then it's a problem. You're getting too close to the kids, or you don't supposed to do this, or you don't supposed to do that. You can talk.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Oh, y'all spend a half an hour on the BS, but I get 3 minutes to discuss what's going on in y'all school district.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
You're welcome. You get a whole half an hour to talk about something that could be in the newspaper in Johnstown. We can read about that.
Robin?
This is ridiculous.
It's true. It's true though.
I get 3 minutes to talk about what's going on in the school district.
I know that.
Excuse me. If you want to give Robin the opportunity to speak here.
I'm just saying.
Hi, we haven't seen you in a few months, but boy, oh boy, has our phones been busy in the last 2 months. I remember when John and I first got started in advocating and fighting for our kids in this school district, and it was because my grandson, Derek Michael, who is now 20, was being horribly belittled and bullied in our school district. And here I am, all these years later, and it's still continuing, and it's even worse now than it was then. You have a bullying policy, which, oh, by the way, I would give you all an F for it, because it's been a failure right out of the gate. Be somebody's hero. What a bunch of crap. Be somebody's hero. Nobody wants to step up. Everybody wants to see nothing, hear nothing, and know nothing. And I understand the teachers are trying to protect themselves and their jobs. We hear about that all the time.
They're so scared to come here and talk to anybody.
It's just ridiculous what's happening in our school district. And you want us to believe everything is unicorns and rainbows here. And Amy, you even go to Harrisburg and cry about more money. I think you have a lot of nerve asking for more money when you don't know how to effectively spend your own money that we have.
Yes.
I think you're irresponsible. I think you're incompetent. And, you know, this is a disaster. And your board, you all sit around this board every month, and every single one of you votes yes on whatever Amy's telling you. Very few times have I seen anybody speak up and say no to something. Mrs. Spago, you happen to be one person I will give you that credit for. But you know what? I'm thinking, you know, in the mix-up with the meeting, what a disaster that was. You know, I mean, are you drinking too much Kool-Aid? Is that what's in your blue thermos there tonight? Because it sure seems like it.
Go ahead,
Robin.
Thank you.
Yeah, Robin. It is what it is. You pocket all the money. There's bed bugs in the school, lice in the school. Y'all know nothing about that. Where's the money? In your pockets.
John's up there. John, keep up.
It's not my turn.
Yeah, it is your
Yes, it
turn.
is, John.
You're it.
You have those letters on your email. They were sent by Jess and Julia. Jess could not be here tonight. Amy, she did say she met with you and you tried, but she's signing her child in another school because the kid doesn't feel safe because you know from the situation.
Going to TTA.
Julia's letter as well was sent to the school board. It breaks my heart after being gone for 3 months and hoping my job would be done here. You have all these parents constantly calling Robin and I asking for help because of the failures of this school board. And I know you don't want to hear this. And you're all my friends, and I know we all talk before and after the meetings, but you have to take action on this district. I sent you an email on the PSSA Keystone exam test scores. If I'm wrong, please correct me, Dr. Acurio, 4% and a 7% pass rate. We are the lowest school in the region where I'm almost afraid to ask, Mr. Repeck, are we the lowest school in the state? And you don't have to answer me, but I am horrified reading these scores for a $70 million budget. I have a question on the turf and track expenditure, that's $700,000.
What?
When was the last time it was done? And why are you spending so much money when you're in deficit? I do want to comment on the police officer issue. Do they have tasers? Can you tell us this? And is that a legal liability? And I agree with you, Dr. Acurio. Officer Cypher is amazing. It is a tragedy this board is losing, and you should make him an offer. Spoke to the city of Johnstown, use the money to keep someone that kids trust. Getting rid of someone, when people tell you they trust the cops and you get rid of them, you almost never hear that in this culture.
They trust our teachers?
As far as
You are a pedophile.
the issue with the security guard who's here, I think you need to address why they're no longer working. You're saying it was Garda World, it's an easy cop out. If there's a backstory to it, and many of us are hearing backstories, explain what's going on. Lastly, you have a group of teachers. Your agenda, I believe, has 25 vacancies for teachers. I saw 19 advertised on Facebook, I believe 6 more on the agenda. Why are your teachers leaving? Every month, it's like an ongoing revolving door. People who leave, they don't want to work here. Are we looking in the mirror, people? Mrs. Kometz calls it incompetence. I call it a horrible situation where, and it's not about money. You guys have more money than any other school, and you're appointing a new school board director, so it's not gonna be me. I know that already. I'm not gonna get one vote from any of you. You need a complete change though on the school board and in this community. Because if you don't start doing something, the 2,000 fights you had last year are gonna get worse. 1,500 truancies are gonna get worse. And having a police force that answers to you that covers up those results isn't gonna make the problem go away. I'm still gonna be getting videos, we all know this. And I'm still gonna be sending you, asking for help. Please let us help you. Please don't keep telling me I'm 2% accurate when I know I'm a lot higher. And even though we laugh about that, Mr. Repeck, the reality is this school district is failing our kids.
Thank you. Thank you.
And listen to your parents who are here, please
But they
respond.
don't care about.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Sure don't care about them. That's what it is, get off the school board, put new people on that school board.
Okay.
Put the money in your pockets and go get rid of bed bugs and everything else, and put better programs.
Ma'am, please.
No, please, nothing.
We don't want to remove you from the meeting.
But, and I'm still gonna come back to the next meeting.
You have a right to do so. Don't make us remove you from the meeting, please.
Oh, wait. That's a big one.
Next on the agenda is,
You can ask me to leave, but you know what, you people don't care about these kids. No, I'm a concerned parent, I'm an angry parent, y'all people don't care about these kids.
No, you guys
Y'all
don't.
really don't care about these kids. And my son came home with a bed bug in our house yesterday, a bed bug. You can ask me to leave, I don't care. My son came home with a bed bug in my house, get rid of the bed bugs, put better programs in our school. Have the teachers that don't care about our kids out of here. The pedophile was working in our schools. How dare you people sit there, you should be all ashamed of yourself.
Let's not forget the drunks.
next on the agenda, we're gonna have the appointment for the vacant board seat.
You take
What did we have? We had 7 applications. 8, 7, and we all had a copy of they sent their resumes in. They have an open discussion.
Mr. Pence, I'd like to say that we're all sorry for the death of Mr. McMillan, but I think we have a list of qualified candidates with the same interest in what's best for our students as he had.
Yeah, I agree.
And
Like I
think
said,
it's-
with Jim was always.
I think it's very important that we continue what he would have preferred and pick someone that's going to do everything they can for the betterment of our students.
Every one of our people, we went over, I went over, and you try to pick the person with that you feel in your gut that's gonna do a great job. And I come to mind, does anybody else have anything to discuss on whatever they have on their person they want?
I think we had great candidates.
Oh, yeah, the candidates are outstanding. I'm glad we had to choose from 7 of them.
It was a tough choice.
Ms. Pence, you want to read the names of those candidates? Do you have it in front of you? Just so we're aware, again, we haven't seen, discussed.
Jaden Bennett, John D. Bartola, Bruce Jordan, Randy Lear, and Addison, Kurt Vaughn Sherkle, Leland Wood. Can I see my recommendation? Okay, I'm recommended that we do Bruce Jordan, so I need a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions? Is there any other candidates? Does anybody have another candidate they want to have a motion for? No? So I guess Bruce Jordan would be our next board meeting.
I would say nomination.
All in favor?
You had nomination. Yeah, you were
No,
calling for
I
nomination.
did a nomination. I asked if there's any other
Correct.
nominations.
So now you can take action to actually have a motion to hire.
We
To-
did.
to
Randy made that motion
Okay.
and
I
seconded.
And,
Mrs. Murray seconded it.
Perfect.
I'd like to say, Bruce has been in the military 34 years, still there. He's a high character guy, great family. And he's an asset to our board, and we're happy to have him.
Yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. So Bruce? I don't know if Bruce is here.
No, sir.
Is he here?
No. We have no reason to go to an executive session. We need to have approval of the minutes for the regular board meeting of April 2nd, 2024. Motion by Michael, second. Second by Tony. Any questions? All in favor? All right, motion passed. My report is, I'll tell you, safety is one of our top priorities. And I was in the meeting with the city, and we tried like crazy to keep Cypher. They just didn't want to have the Cypher and 1 and the 2 there. I'm sitting right there, and we were trying to communicate, wasn't gonna work. So that's an opinion there, because I like Cypher, I talked to him a lot of times. But it wasn't gonna work. They didn't want him here, and they didn't want to have the dual thing, so that's why he's not here. I couldn't sit there and go, okay, we're gonna take him anyhow. That's not my decision. It's up to him. He works for the Johnstown Police Department. I'll tell you one thing, once you get the reports on the thing, how diverse, how many students we have in different areas that are doing great. I'm proud of our school. I mean, there's so many things, when you go up there, I'm glad that we have that, or visual up here on actually how many different things and areas that we're so diverse and how many kids are really doing well. That's outstanding. That's my report. I'm just proud of our students. Amy, the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Pence. I just wanted to just respond. I don't know if it was you, John or someone else who said that we were eliminating teaching positions to hire the school police officers. That is patently false. In fact, we are hiring additional teachers for next school year to support our students at the elementary school, specifically with reading. We were able for the first time in 20 years to bring a new reading program, a new math program, new social studies, new science programs to our school. The reading program is really making a difference in the outcomes of our students. Mr. Hoffman reports constantly how much better our students are doing with the science of reading and the development of a program that's based on the science of reading. Unfortunately, when you don't have the funds to buy those types of programs, and on top of that, professionally develop your staff so that they can implement those programs, it really kept us behind for quite some time. And we're just very appreciative of those ESSER dollars that we received. For the first time in 25 years, we have a new reading program in the school district. For the first time in 15 years, we have a new math program in the school district. And we're doing the same thing for the first time in social studies, and we're developing and implementing the science standards put forward by the Pennsylvania Department of Education. I know sometimes you compare us to school districts in our community, but I can tell you, if you compare school districts across the Commonwealth that look like us, have students like us, are dealing with underfunding, are dealing with the same challenges. There's no school district that deals with the transiency that we deal with here in the Greater Johnstown School District, I can tell you that. But when you compare us to other school districts who are like us, because when you compare us to our neighboring schools, it's apples and oranges. So compare us to other apples, John. You'll see that we are doing better than most of them. We're surely doing better than all the cyber charter schools out there. And so that's our goal. Our goal is to continue to create the best learners that we can create in our school district and use those dollars wisely to implement programs that are going to make a difference in students' lives. We had a lot of work to do after COVID with the learning loss and the learning slide, but with those dollars, we've been able to develop programs with our core curriculum that are definitely making changes for our students. And I'm excited to see our results. It's very difficult for teachers to just pick up a new program and teach it with fidelity the first year. And so last year was our first year for reading fidelity. This year, we overlaid a program called ECRI that focuses on the phonics of reading. And I don't want to get too in the weeds here with my educational mumbo jumbo. That's why we're all here doing the jobs that we do. But I can assure you that those dollars were put to good use. We have teacher committees come together. Our teachers who are our experts, they were the ones that selected the curriculum and the programs. We'll be bringing science and social studies to bid. We'll have our RFPs in the newspaper to follow those policies and procedures to bring those programs. So, we have a lot of work to do. 100%. We have a lot of work to do. Our children deserve nothing but the best. And I know our teachers are completely committed, working very hard. It's not easy to learn and implement 4 new programs. The recommendation from research is that you implement 1 program every 3 years, but we had to make hay while the sun shines, right? We got those ESSER dollars. Those dollars must be spent by September 2024. So we put a lot on our teachers to learn programs so that our students have a better opportunity with science and research curriculum. So we'll start to see those numbers change. I need to count on the city, though, to support us and eliminate the overstock of housing where we continue to import poverty to the Greater Johnstown School District. I have preached that from from the heels and the tops of buildings. I testified, besides just going to Harrisburg to cry for more money, Robin, I've also testified at Senate hearing and House hearings to let them know how that transient population definitely impacts our school district. We see kids come in here in October and they're gone by November, and then they come back in March and April. And so we just unfortunately we don't have a handle on the education when they're not with us. Come to Johnstown, stay in Johnstown. We talked to Laurel tonight about graduating from Penn Highlands. There's 13 people just like her, and those kids figured out to take advantage of all the opportunities that we give to our students at the Greater Johnstown School District. It's unfortunate that not more students can take advantage of that. It makes me sad to hear our students say that they haven't been able to be the best version of themselves while they've been in our schools. But I can tell you that I've met with a lot of those parents, and there's a lot more to those stories, but we'll just leave it at that. So thank you for the opportunity to comment, Mr. Pence. But yeah, we're definitely not eliminating any teaching positions in our school district. In fact, quite the opposite.
I'd like to comment too on the hiring of our own police force. I mean, we had no choice. I mean, what do you want us to do, not have any? Because
Are they gonna have tasers?
that we have to discuss.
Yeah, we definitely.
We do not know that.
There's no policy for tasers yet.
And if we didn't, the way the school system is today and the world today, you have to be safe. You can't take a chance. We have a police officer in any building. After this year, we would have none.
How many do you need?
We're hiring as many as we feel that we need.
How many is that?
When it needs to go.
You will find out shortly.
Our school resource officers always had tasers, and they were armed officers. So even if we do bring tasers and armed guards into, it's not going to be any different than it's been for the last 12 years. Our SROs have always had tasers and been armed.
And you want them armed or
Maybe you
unarmed?
didn't know that.
I mean,
Can you imagine tasing a kid? Can you, any of you people?
can you imagine
can you
tasing someone that
imagine
breaks
that?
into the school? Can you imagine somebody tasing somebody that breaks into the school? They shouldn't be in there? Can you imagine that?
I want them to have that opportunity to take care of someone coming
But it
in.
wouldn't be my kid that you tased, that's all
I didn't say kid. I said if somebody come into the school, would you want, that shouldn't be there. They were there to harm kids. Would you want them tased? Would you want them tased then? Answer me.
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know, I think that's a lot to
Okay.
ask. I wouldn't want to be the cop that's tasing somebody.
And that's probably why you're not in
If they're
charge
there
of
to
our
harm your
school
child, you
district
don't want them to
security.
tase your.
Of course not, I'm too good for you. You're so incompetent.
All right.
We're good.
Enough from
Look
both.
at everybody.
Is that your report?
It is my report, Mr. Pence. Thank you so much.
Ron, do you have a list report? Oh, I'm sorry.
Mrs. Crockett.
I know, and I have a big report. The following executive sessions were held April the 15th from 4 to 9 p.m., April the 25th, 4 to 8 p.m. Both were in regard to contractual matters regarding the teacher's contract. April the 22nd from 2 to 8 p.m., personnel matters regarding 3 contracted employees, 4 Act 93 employees, a recent support staff employee, safety and security matters, and student matters. April the 29th from 3:09 to 6 p.m., safety and security matters, and a student matter. And this evening, prior to the board meeting, May 6th, 4 o'clock to 4:40, personnel matters regarding candidates for the positions listed on the agenda, a support staff employee, safety and security matters, contractual matters regarding the Park Avenue School, and the teacher's contract. And that concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Debbie. Ron, for the solicitor report?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to update the board that on April 19th, the president released guidance regarding Title IX and changes and updates, looking at more protection to LGBTQT community and students of that nature, as well as employees who may define themselves under that category. Also, just a couple, creating breastfeeding rooms for students and employees, and protection for individuals who have to terminate a pregnancy, as well as some changes as it relates to the processing. One of the things I can say here at Johnstown, we've been trained, we've had multiple trainings just talking about that process and how to undergo that process. And most of the things that have been changed, we're actually already implementing here at Johnstown. To answer the question that was raised about the security, they will be armed without question. What I believe the safety and security coordinator was talking about was get the police supervisor who will kind of act as a chief of police in a typical department on board, and then have them kind of decide what the needs may be, so that we're looking at an expert individual working with the safety and security coordinator to kind of bring recommendations to the board, so that then we can share with the community. So hopefully that answered the question, but again, they will be armed with a weapon without question. It's just those other pieces that I think we're still working out with whoever the board hires for the police chief. That's it, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. I need a motion to approval of the treasurer's report for the month ending March 2024.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Michael, second by Randy. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed. Go to the reports and resolution of the standing committee, the cafeteria. Tom?
C12 and C13.
Motion
Motion.
by Michael, second
Second.
by Tony. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Tony, we'll go to education.
Education, E 97-24 through E 105-24.
Motion
Motion.
by Tom, second by Michael. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Go to Kimberly for personnel and
PN 294-24 through PN 298-24.
motion.
Motion.
Second. Michael, second by Randy. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
PN 299-24 that Taylor Schaefer be appointed to the position of long-term substitute school psychologist with all contingencies as listed at a salary of $68,000.
Motion.
Motion.
By Michael, second.
Second.
Tony, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
PN 324 that Christopher Scanlon be appointed to the position of special education, autistic support, life skills support, emotional support teacher at Johnstown Elementary School with all contingencies as listed.
Motion. Second by Michael. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
PN 301-24 that Ashley Pauley be appointed to the position of special education, autistic support, life skills support, multi-disability support teacher at Johnstown Elementary School with all contingencies as listed.
Motion. Tom, second. Michael, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
PN 302-24
Motion.
Motion.
Motion, Tony, second. Michael, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
PN 303-24 that Ralph Stewart be appointed to the supplemental position of Johnstown High School boys varsity soccer head coach for a 3-year term with all contingencies as listed.
Motion.
Motion.
Michael, second.
Second.
Tony, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
PN 304-24 that Courtney Rummel be appointed to the supplemental position of JHS girls varsity volleyball head coach for a 3-year term with all contingencies as listed.
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Tony, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
PN 305-24 that the following individuals be appointed to the supplemental positions with all contingencies as listed. The cheerleading advisors, Johnstown High School junior varsity coach for a 1-year term, Jessica Vance. Junior high 7th and 8th grade coach for a 1-year term, Julie Carey. Junior high assistant coach for a 1-year term, Mara Ashore. Soccer, Johnstown High varsity boys assistant coach, Lucas Gunby. Junior high boys coach, Dan Becker. And Johnstown High School varsity girls assistant coach, Alicia Kay.
Motion. Second. Tony, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
PN 306-24 that the individuals be appointed to the following supplemental positions with all contingencies as listed for the useful organizations. Johnstown High School Band Director Eric Fowl, JHS Color Guard Advisor Samantha Dietz, JHS Color Guard Assistant Advisor we're not going to address,
and Johnstown High School percussion advisor Shane Riley.
Motion. Motion, Tom, second. Michael, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion
Are we
passes.
tabling that number C then, that table?
There's no applicant.
PN 30724, that the individuals be appointed to the following supplemental positions with all contingencies as listed for the miscellaneous organizations. Johnstown High School Yearbook Advisor Raylan Butchko. Johnstown Middle School Yearbook Advisor Hayden Spangler. Johnstown Elementary School Yearbook Advisor Vicki Lonsinger. Johnstown High Scholastic Quiz Nancy Behe. Johnstown High School Scholastic Melissa Johnson, Johnstown Middle School Reading Competition Advisor Ashley Albright. And Johnstown Elementary School First Lego League Junior Coach Danielle Boyer.
Motion.
Motion.
Michael, second. Tom, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passes.
PN 30824, that Robert Hershey be appointed to the position of eSports Advisor for a one-year term at a stipend of $500 with all contingencies as listed.
What was the last name I hear?
Curcio,
CUR.
CIO.
Seattle. Thank you. Motion? Motion. Tony, second. Tom, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passes.
PN 30924, that Emily Buzzard be appointed to the position of bocce ball advisor at Johnstown High School for a one-year term at a stipend of $1,000 funded by the Special Olympics with all contingencies as listed.
Motion. Motion. Michael, second.
Second.
Tom, any questions? Any in favor? Any? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passes.
Okay, PN 31024 through PN 32524.
Motion. Motion by Michael, second. I need a second. Sandy, any questions? All in favor? Motion passed.
PN 32624.
Motion.
Motion.
Michael, second.
Second.
Tom, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
PN 32724, that John McFalls be appointed to the contracted position of school police officer supervisor at a prorated salary of $58,000 with all contingencies as listed.
Motion.
Motion.
Tony, second by Michael. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
PN 32824, that Jeff Janciga be appointed to the contracted position of school police officer at a prorated salary of $52,500 with all contingencies as listed.
Motion. Motion. Randy, second. Michael, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
PN 32924, that Carissa Lupton be appointed to the contracted position of school police officer at the prorated salary of $52,500 with all contingencies as listed.
Motion. Motion. Tom, second. Michael, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
PN 33024, that Michael Plonker be appointed to the contracted position of school police officer at the prorated salary of $52,500 with all contingencies as listed.
Motion.
Second.
I did. Tom, second. Mike, any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passed.
PN 33124.
Motion.
Motion.
Michael, second. Randy, any questions? All in favor? Motion passed.
If I could just address a typo on the athletic and student activities agenda. AS 4124, we missed the beginning sentence that the following high school student activity club advisors, and then it goes to what is there, elected officers be approved. So AS 41-24 needs to be added. It just got cut off in the.
We have to go through the whole thing, run and read that.
I think it's clerical. I don't have it.
Okay, so AS 4024 to AS 4424.
Motion.
Motion by Kim, second by Mike. Any questions? All in favor? Motion passed. Michael, budget and finance,
BF 5424.
I need a motion.
Motion.
Tom, I need a second.
Second.
Pam, I need a roll call. 5424, yeah.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Belsky?
Yes.
Mr. Davy?
Yes.
Mrs. Murray? Mr. Pence?
Yes.
Mr. Rosberg?
Staying family.
Ms. Foggy?
Yes.
Motion passes.
BF 5524 to BF 6724.
Motion,
Motion.
Kimberly, second. Tony, any questions? All in favor? Opposed, motion passed. Randy with the budget,
BO 2624 and BO 2724.
motion. Tom, second.
Second.
Kimberly, any questions? All in favor, motion passed.
BO 2824, this is for the gym floor at the elementary school. That Miller Sports Construction be awarded the bid to refinish the gym floor at Johnstown Elementary School at a cost not to exceed $39,980.
Motion,
Motion.
Randy, second. Michael, any questions? All in favor? Opposed, motion passed.
BO 2924, that Supus Ford be awarded the quote for a Ford 250 4x4 truck for the maintenance department at a cost of $46,755.
Motion,
Motion.
Motion.
Tony, Kim, second. Any questions? All in favor? Motion passed.
BO 3024, BO 3124, and BO 3224.
Motion,
Motion.
Michael, second.
Second.
Tom, any questions? All in favor? Opposed, motion passed.
BO 3324, this is for some paving work up at the elementary school, that Laurel Asphalt be awarded the proposal for bollards, for bollards at the Johnstown Elementary School, Johnstown Middle School, and the high school at a cost not to exceed $38,810 using Act 55 funds.
Motion,
Motion.
Kimberly, second. Michael, any questions? All in favor? Opposed, motion passed.
BO 3424 through BO 3624.
Motion
Motion.
by Michael, second.
Second.
Tony, any questions? All in favor? Motion passed.
Could I explain on this first too? I think we had a question about that. Yeah, it's 12 years old, it's got this lifespan right now, usually 10 years on those. And if you don't replace them, it's starting to get high spots in it, and cause serious injury, so that's why we're replacing it. That's why we're replacing it. And the track hasn't been done in many years.
It's also got console through it.
Right. That's why we're updating that.
We hired Bruce Jordan on the board, and he's gonna be vice president or the chair for building and ground. Motion to adjourn. Motion by Tom, second Michael.
I do not have the answer. No, I never said I had to. Why would I tell you I have the answer? Hey, Lee. How you doing?
How you doing, Tony? I'm doing well. Good to see you.
We're going to TXC.
No, they wouldn't turn the lights up so I could read.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Kept you out.
That's Tom, the bartender. He told me, I said, so can you turn the lights up so I can read?
He has separation anxiety.
I'm glad I don't have to say so.